Imagine, building this whole life with a child, all the firsts, the milestones, everything, and
Yeah.
then boom, one test result turns it all upside down. That's what happened to this woman, Emily.
Oh,
Her
wow.
family, seemed perfect from the outside, but then things took this crazy turn. It all started because, well, see, Emily and her partner, David, both have blue eyes,
Okay.
but their daughter, Lily, she has brain eyes. They never really,
Mhm.
thought much of it. I mean, it happens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it does.
But then David starts getting these, like, insecurities.
Uh-huh.
So what was it that really got this whole ball rolling? What pushed David over the edge?
Well, you know how it is these days, right? Like everyone's online. And David stumbled into this whole world of like paternity forums and these stories about infidelity, the kind. And he just let it like consume him.
It's so easy to get sucked into that stuff,
Yeah.
those rabbit holes.
Exactly. And it just amplified all his existing anxieties. He got it into his head that, maybe Emily wasn't being truthful with him. So he did something pretty drastic, actually. Without even talking to Emily, he went and got a paternity test.
Oh, wow. Talk about jumping the gun.
Right. I mean, can you imagine the trust issues that brings up?
Absolutely. So what happened? What did the test say?
Well, the results confirmed that David wasn't Lily's biological father. And instead of, maybe taking a breath and talking to Emily, he just let those online narratives, those fears, dictate his reaction. He went straight to accusations, convinced that Emily had been unfaithful.
Oh, man, that's rough. I can't even imagine being Emily in that moment. Just totally blindsided, right?
Exactly. It was devastating for her. Here she is being accused of something she didn't do, her whole world falling apart. But she knew she had to clear her name. She loved David, she loved Lily, and she wanted to save their family. So she fought back.
What does she do?
She suggested they get more tests done, really try to figure out what was going on, deeper tests, maybe some genetic stuff. She was determined to get to the bottom of it all.
So they went ahead with these additional tests. What came of that?
Okay, so this is where it gets even more like, what the heck?
Okay.
The results showed that Lily wasn't biologically related to either of them.
Wait, so not Emily either.
Nope, neither Emily nor David. I mean, could you imagine? They're both being told that the child they raised, the child they loved, wasn't biologically theirs.
Mind-blowing, right? You've built this life, you've got all these memories, and suddenly it's like the rug's been pulled out from under you. It's got to mess with your head.
Absolutely. Imagine the emotional roller coaster. The shock, the confusion, the grief, the anger. Their whole world was turned upside down.
So what do they do? I mean, where do you even go from there?
Yep. In this incredibly tough spot, they decided to fight for the truth. They launched this whole investigation into the hospital where Lily was born, hoping to find some answers, figure out what happened. I mean, you hear about these mix-ups, right?
Yeah.
But they're so rare.
That's like something out of a movie.
Right. But that's what they were dealing with. And it wasn't just about finding their biological daughter, if that's what happened. They also had to think about Lily.
Yeah, you can't just drop this huge bombshell on a kid without, like, really carefully thinking it through.
Exactly. It was this delicate balancing act, right? Finding answers, but protecting Lily's well-being. Their whole world was in chaos, but Lily was still their priority.
It's a lot to handle, that's for sure. So while all this is happening, what about David? He kind of set this whole thing off, right?
Yeah, he did.
Was he coming to terms with what he'd done?
Oh, absolutely. He was drowning in guilt, realizing that his insecurities, and letting online misinformation influence him, that it had almost destroyed his family. It was a harsh lesson about the power of fear and how it can twist our judgment, make us do things we regret.
So where do things stand now? Are Emily and David still together?
It's a long road back from something like this, but they're working on it. It's an ongoing process, right?
Yeah.
Rebuilding trust, navigating this crazy complex situation. But their focus is on their family, both Lily, the child they raised, and the search for their biological daughter. I mean, it's messy, it's complicated.
It's more than messy and complicated. I mean, their story is wild. It makes you think about what family really means, right?
Yeah.
What would you do if you were in their shoes? I mean,
Yeah.
could you imagine the emotional turmoil? Trying to find your biological child while protecting the one you've raised.
It's one of those things, you never think it's going to happen to you, but it does. And it just shows you that life is full of these unexpected twists and turns. And sometimes the hardest part is figuring out how to move forward, how to find that balance between the past and the present.
Yeah, no easy answers. But Emily and David's story, it's a testament to the strength of love and the resilience of family, even when faced with unbelievable challenges.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how we all might react when life throws us a curveball. How do we grapple with the unexpected and find our way through the uncertainty? It's something to think about, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Until next time, folks, keep those questions coming and keep on diving deep.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.